inventions and discoveries. We are going to talk about how different has life been from the ancient past to the modern era. And coincidentally, you were talking about the difference because you, Fernando, were talking about that you were walking and you went to the mall, you bought some food and some personal items. And Marisela talked about a traditional exchange market in a little town. So it is something like, well, the difference. So that's nice. All right. So please, Fernando, could you help me describing the first picture? Here we have
Oh, the first picture I thinking is about the caveman's
caveman.
caveman. Right, thank you, teacher, for your help.
It's okay.
Caveman is about is show the fire when the people don't have don't have I don't know how to say. I think how to say nomada, teacher.
Nomads.
Nomads. I think that kind of life in that time. Nomads, cavemen, and they don't have the tools. Um, they live only for they live um, eating animals, and I don't know.
It's okay. Thank you very much. Mari, what do you think about the differences?
Okay, now and that in that time. Okay, I think the human race is develop the abilities, the skills according to the necessity, and yeah, we can see in the picture the hunters to feed, no. And today we are not hunters, but we have to work to get meal. In that time, they have to build the tools to help to build like a house, and they have to move. They were nomads. They had to move to move to get more comfortable areas to live. And maybe today the human race can build buildings, houses, but we don't have the conscience to respect the area, because when they move, they permitían, I don't know,
Let.
they let the nature process another again and again, and they can use again that land. I don't know. I think that today we are moderns. We have a lot of technology, but we don't have fraternity. We are not. We don't have solidarity with others because only we think in ourselves.
Yes, you're right. You know what? I think that it was one of the differences. And you were talking about solidarity and that sense of community. So let's talk about the second picture. As far as you can see, this is not a serious image. Of course, it was kind of like a comic movie. The name of this movie picture was The Caveman. And as far as we can see here, let me make it bigger. Let me zoom. Aha, here we are. Can you see it? Well, This movie picture was starred by Ringo Starr. Here you have Mr. Ringo Starr, the drummer of the Beatles. Here you have Dennis Quaid. He is an American actor. And this movie picture was called The Caveman. And it was filmed here in Mexico, in Barrancas del Cobre.
Oh, it's a beautiful place.
Oh, yes, that's it. And well, of course, it pretends to be an egg. Of course, it is not real. Imagine, guess what animal on Earth could have kind of like that size of egg? It's enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, it's a comic movie. All right, so look at this. Here, what I wanted to talk about was the sense of community and the organization that people needed to have for surviving. So, Julissa, welcome. How are you?
Thanks. Thank you. Good evening.
Good
Fine,
evening.
thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you very much. Okay, you know what, Julissa? We are talking about the ancient past. So people got organization, and so what was the necessity of being together working? So, Marisela, what do you think that was the necessity for people to get together and have a social organization?
Mm, I think that in nowadays the most important is careful because we have a lot of violence, the environment also because we have a lot of trash on the street. Um, where else? Maybe we have a big necessity to respect to other because we are very intolerant with the rest of the people, with others, and I don't know. I think that the respect for the other is the most important, and this is a self work, but we have to work with the community, with my neighbors, with my coworkers, so we can start to work in that point.
That's it. Hey, that's beautiful. All right, thank you very much, Julissa. And so, Fernando, what do you think about the necessity in the past of being working together?
I think they needed a rules because they act only to get satisfaction. They needed better organization in her population.
In their lifestyle?
In their lifestyle. Thank you, teacher.
My
I think that's all for me, teacher.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so Julissa, what do you think about the life in the past? In your opinion, how did they communicate for having that necessary organization?
I think for themselves to achieve objectives common, because the people
Could.
can't
Could.
don't podía can't have alimentos,
Food.
Oh,
food. I don't know. Me parece que ya.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, you're right. So I think that the primary necessity was to have food. Do you consider that they had any other necessity besides food, apart from food?
Maybe clothes. Clothes. No, la vestimenta.
Aha, clothes.
Clothes. And houses.
House, excellent.
And facility your activities every day.
Everyday activities, yes. And Fernando, what do you think about clothes? Of course, clothes were necessary, but I think that in those times, the necessity of clothes was not for fashion. It was not for a social requirement. What do you think that it has been the necessity of clothes?
Oh, they live. They use a clothes that get of animals, but no adequate clothes. But they get the of the animals, of the maybe the plants. I don't know. Uh, nowadays, the nowadays is different. They don't think in the fashion. They don't think in the trends. So they think only in the necessity.
Aha,
Uh,
that's it. That was a need to cover maybe from the weather because of the cold
yeah.
or because of the sun exposure to protect their skin.
Mm-hmm.
Aha, hey, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, look at this. Now we are going to go to this part. Ta-da! Hey,
Mhm.
I think that it is much easier. No, what do you think about the differences between the first pictures and this one? Julissa, what are some of the differences?
And this construction this facility, yeah, no, ESC, the ESC for boy clothes.
Aha, that's it. So it was easier.
Yes. I don't know. And security.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that was very important.
Uh, yes. And the clothes are not a priority. Now the is um, uh, this is como vanidad, como
Bunny.
second point.
Aha, that's it. All right, Julissa, thank you very much. That was very good.
Thanks. Thanks.
Okay, thanks to you. Mari, what about you? What's your opinion about the differences?
I am agree with Julissa because in the ancient they wear clothes to cover their necessity for the cold, And in nowadays, we wear, okay, because we need to cover our body, but this is a more fashion, and we buy the clothes to feel better, to be in, and it's not only for the necessity. We have to cover other things, to be modern, for example, and we have houses with sophisticated things, with technology. I don't know. Today is more like Julissa said, vanidad.
Vanish.
Vanish. Okay, is for the vanish. This is the 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 objective.
And even for social rules, I think.
Yes.
Because guess what? If we are without clothes, if we are naked on the street, we may go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we may go to prison.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Mari. All right, Fernando, please give us your opinion about the differences on shopping then and shopping now.
First of all, I think the ladies look amazing. And I can see a store, fashion store, and they can get a lot of clothes for show a nice person, a nice face to the people. And before, uh, how you said before, the caveman no nothing about the about like the moment, right? So now it's different. The human is in constant develop, and I don't know in the future what's the matter with us.
Nobody knows, but well, we are doing many things. All right. Thank you very much. Well, you know what? We are clear that all of the things that have been invented and all the evolution that we have had are being discovered, some of them, some of others have been invented because we need to solve some problems, because we need to solve some necessities. So guess what? In the need of covering those necessities, we have had many important inventions and discoveries. Here we have, for example, in my opinion, some of the most important inventions in human history. For example, here we have fire,
Yes, yes.
the wheel,
Wheel.
the electric, the
Mm-hmm.
bicycle. That's the first bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Now, this object, in your opinion, what is it?
It's like I don't know what is the name in English. Brújula.
Maybe,
Compass?
maybe.
No, it's a clock,
Yes, that's it.
solar clock.
Yes, it's a sun clock.
Yes.
Okay.
And look at this. This is the one of the Occidental inventions,
Mm-hmm.
the WC.
Let me see.
All right. Now, do me a favor. Let's write in the chat. Give me your opinion about what are the most important inventions in human life. Let's write it in the chat so that we can give you feedback. We are going to check spelling, grammar, and help you to detect some of the mistakes that you may have, all right?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Mm.
nothing speaking on my microphone no sirve.
It's okay. The instruction was that you are going to write in the chat your opinion so that we can check your spelling and your writing. That's why we are not speaking, we are writing. I am going to write the first example for you in the chat, all right? So, my opinion, the most important invention in human history was, I don't know, maybe fire, maybe WC, maybe you may say also the cell phone, I don't know. Because, and here you say your reason, okay? Can you see the example in the chat?
Okay.
Okay, Fernando, pretty good. I think all the views are very important, but nowadays WC is the most important for me. Excellent. Fernando, could you give us your reason? Could you write the reason?
Sure.
Okay, Marisela wrote, in my personal opinion, the most important invention is electricity. Mari, we are not going to use the, because we are talking about a general fact, electricity. If you talked about something particular, for example, the electricity for appliances, home appliances, then you are talking about a specific one, a particular one. Then you can use THE. But as we are talking about general, the electricity, all the electricity, then non-THE is necessary. Okay, because the human race has developed one media or one mean to develop other new technology. Hey, that's very interesting. Thank you, Marie.
Okay, thanks.
All right, let's write a little more. You know what? I think that this exercise of writing and having your feedback is very necessary so that you can see some of the mistakes that you are committing, and I could help you to solve them.
Yes, because sometimes only we write and don't we are careful with some rules.
And you know what? You may say, hey, Maggie, why don't you correct me when I am speaking? Well, that's a reason. When you are speaking, you need to be thinking about what you say. If I correct you every single word you say, you are going to lose fluency. You are going to lose confidence. So it is necessary that you are confident, fluent, and later on, polish all of your mistakes. That's why I don't correct you when you are speaking. Okay, Fernando wrote, I can't imagine the cities without this service overall about of the health. Excellent, yes, that's it. But guess what, Fernando? I have also known that in India, people don't have the WC, or even in Japan, people just have a hole in the ground. Of course, they have a pipe system, but they don't have WCs.
Okay.
It's so interesting.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, for me it is necessary, but they don't have any WC. Ah, let me tell you something. I remember that time ago I was working in a school that was in a mall. And in the mall, there were many restaurants. And
Uh-huh.
some of the restaurants were Chinese food restaurants.
Mhm.
And I remember that there were many complaints about the Chinese people because as they didn't know how to use the WC, they used to stand up on the WC and some of them were broken, were accidents because Chinese people were on the standing on the WC. And
Mhm.
so it is because they don't use any of them in China.
I think
Aha, that's different.
different culture, different.
Ah, yes, that's it. Okay, Mary wrote, electricity has connected a lot of people through time. Excellent. Hey, Mary, that's a very good opinion. And no corrections. Everything is okay. Okay, Julissa, please write your opinion. Fernando, let's write some more.
Yes.
Okay, Julissa wrote, in my personal opinion, the most important invention in human history was fire. We are not going to use the fire, no, fire, because we are talking about all the fire in general, because it helps to transform the lives of the people. Okay, I am going to write the corrections, okay? You wrote, in my personal opinion, the most important invention in human history was fire because uh, because it helps to transform the lives of the of people because we are talking about people in general. um, Semicolon, with fire they could defend from the animals attack. Okay, here you are, Julissa. In my opinion, this is the correction. This is the feedback. So now do me a favor. We are going to work in an hypothetical situation. Ta-da! Here you are. Well, no, it is not the hypothetical. We are going to think about how the machines have contributed to make life easier. Here we have a washer machine, a dishwasher, but of course, we have many more machines at home. For example, the electric fan, the electric iron, we have stereos, televisions, blenders. Okay, so please write what is your opinion about machines? How machines have contributed to make life easier?
Great.
Yes,
Right.
please, let's write it down.
Um, then, um,
Okay, Fernando wrote, My father used a sun clock because he worked in the field. That was a usual form, but he taught me. Excellent. All right, let me write some feedback for you, all right? My father solía usar
Used.
a sun clock because he used to work in the field. That was unusual. That was unusual. That was an unusual form. Unusual. Oh, well, maybe not form, but way.
Way is perfect.
But he taught me how to use it. Okay, Fernando, here we have the feedback.
Okay, thank you.
Please check it up. If you don't understand why of some of the corrections, please let me know. And of course, I am going to explain them to you.
Thank you, teacher.
My pleasure. Okay, Julissa, Mari, come on.
Yes.
Excellent. Mari, here we go. She wrote, I think that they have contributed to save time to do other things. For example, when I wash my clothes, I spend 30 minutes, but I can do other activity at the same time because the washing machine is working for me. Hey, that's great. I haven't thought about it. It works for me. Yes, that's it. Pretty good. Thank you very much, Mari. No corrections.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks to you. Okay, Julissa wrote, I think better matching is transport. Train, boat, plane. Wow. Yes, I agree with you. Let me write it down. I agree. You know what? I want to talk about this expression. I agree. Many people used to say, I am agree, because it is directly translated from Spanish, estoy de acuerdo. But in English, it's different. They don't say, I am agree. They say, I agree, concuerdo. Yo concuerdo.
Okay. Thank
I agree. All right. Good.
Have curation.
Beg your pardon?
My opinion have curation.
Uh,
I am think.
yes,
I am think.
yes, let me write the feedback. I think that
Okay.
machines are the transportation means, like trains, boats, planes. It is, here you are. All right?
Okay, right. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks to you. All right, now let's go to another part. We are going to think about what necessities we have now. So if you were inventors, what do you think that it would be necessary to invent? For example, I think, this is my example, I think it is necessary to invent mm, 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 a machine to select trash automatically. Okay, that's my opinion. Okay, so what do you think that it is necessary to invent?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Cancer.
Okay, so Fernando wrote, I'll invent a medicine or something like that for the cure of the cancer. Hey, Fernando, that's a very good idea.
I think.
Aha, that's great. And you know what? No corrections. That's all right.
Thank you.
No, thanks to you. Okay, Marisela wrote, I think it is necessary to invent a machine to process dirty water to recycle it immediately. Wow. Hey, Mari, that's pretty good. And
I think
no corrections. That's great.
thanks.
Thanks to you. Okay, well, we are just waiting for Julisa's writing.
Yeah, I would. Yes,
It's okay. It's okay, don't worry. Take your time. Okay, so Fernando wrote, Maricela's idea is very interesting and important. Yes, that's pretty good. I agree.
Thanks.
Okay, Julissa, I think it is necessary to invent a machine to purify the air in the cities. To purify the city air. Okay, here it is. Hey, that's great. You know what? It is really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks to you. Okay, I don't know if you have any other comment, any question, or if you want to say anything else.
No, thanks.
No? All right.
Okay, I think that it's a very good class because we can check our writing, not only our speaking. And we can review our spelling also.
That's great. Thank you very much. You know what? Yes, that's the idea. that you can have feedback enough to check not only your pronunciation, fluency, and confidence, but also to solve some problems of grammar that you may have, or even vocabulary problems, some usage problems. And it is the proper space for doing that. Well, if you don't have any other comment, I thank you very much for your attendance, for your attention, and for your participation. And so, well, thank you very much. Have a very good night. Sleep, rest.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you,
Thank you. Good
Um,
night.
Marie and Julius. Have a good night.
Good night.
Likewise.
Bye. Bye, Fernando. Bye, Mike. Bye,
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Good night.